Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you have time, please give this video a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who may like it as well, and if you have time, please leave us a positive comment in the comments section. All right, guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about something today that's very fun to me. The art of seduction. If you would like to seduce an Aquarius man, this video is for you. A good buddy of mine, you guys that come to the lives, you already know about this. But for the rest of you, a good buddy of mine, Catherine Dahl, wrote some books, some great books on dating amongst the signs. And the other day, she gifted me the big books that have every sign in them, all 12 of them. But what we were reading in the live discussions is the one specifically for Aquarius. So I wanted to tell you guys, she has a section in here about how to seduce an Aquarius man. And there's a section about how to seduce an Aquarius woman, but that's for another video. So I wanted to tell you guys, so for those of you out there, if you're looking to seduce an Aquarius guy, no matter what, I got some good tips. And I like these tips because when we did the live was full of Aquarius men, and they co-signed these. So I know that some of these are going to work for you. Now, of course, I have to give a disclaimer because some idiot's going to come to me in the comment section and say, nah. So I have to say that they may not work for every Aquarius man, but a lot of them, these will definitely work for. So let's get started. All right, so when you want to seduce an Aquarius man, the first thing that you want to do is you want to start with his mind. An Aquarius man is very mental. So you really want to get in here, Catherine said in the book that his mind is his biggest erogenous zone. That's very important information. That means that if you can appeal to his thoughts, his fantasies, those kind of things, that's going to be the smartest thing to do. If he will talk dirty to you or tell you his thoughts and fantasies, and then the two of you kind of, discuss them. This is something I always like to do anyway. I like to do this way before we're actually going to be intimate, so I can use that energy to build up to the intimacy. So we might be talking dirty for like 6 weeks, before we actually get a chance to do what's what. But my point is that all that time, all that build up is going to be hot. By the time y'all finally get to the bedroom, all that build up of dirty talk and little kinky messages and, little things like that is going to be hot. So one thing about seducing an Aquarius man, start with this. Number 2, it says here that an Aquarius man, which I think is very true, likes to try different things, even if it's just once. I'm very experimental, and I have a lot of masculine energy. And I've noticed that with a lot of Aquarius men that I talk to, some of them are pretty open to experimentation as well. So he'll try anything once in a lot of cases, it says here. So it says be playful and use things that are natural, such as oils and creams and chocolates and things like that. So once you finally got him to the bedroom, don't just jump to the sex, Play around a little bit, she says. And I agree with this 100%. Play around a little bit. She's talking about oils, creams, and chocolates. Now, I like all those things. Just the other day, I was in the market and I started blushing because I saw a can of chocolate whipped cream. And I was like, if those cans could talk. So these kind of things can be fun. You just have to be careful because certain people have sensitivities in their, private areas or allergies to these kind of things. So you have to make sure it's not something that's going to bother you, because that is not sexy. 3, hitting the right buttons. In this one, she said to remember to not just go for, the penis. Don't just go for kissing. Don't just go for, oral sex. But she said to go for touching the entire body. One of the things she said, kiss him on his neck, do things along those lines. It says in here that his sensitivity will vary based on what he likes, and everybody likes different things. So try different things and then repeat the things that he likes. This can work with most lovers, by the way. You try different things, or you try the things that they talked about, and you repeat the things that they have a very strong response to. So it said here to open your mind to being sensual and to tasting and to stroking and touching parts of him you might not normally even think of, like kissing the neck, nibbling the ear, the nipples, that kind of thing. And mind you, we done all of this and haven't even had sex yet. So you see how you're really building up the energy in here. Once again, you're building it up. Then she said the ankles. Apparently, from what I've read, Aquarius, every sign has a different area of their body. And the Aquarius spots are the ankles and the calves. So she says here, because of that, one thing you may want to do is play footsie with him. Again, we haven't even got to the sex yet. So you could be like in the for instance, at dinner. And, you take your foot and put it underneath his pants leg and kind of rub on his ankles, We've all seen that in movies, but with an Aquarius man, if you do it right, especially she said to make sure that you're nice and soft and, and maybe in a public place and, your feet smell wonderful and, you got on some slip off shoes and you just kind of play with him under the table. Again, she was saying that this kind of playing footsie, they call it, really builds up the energy. So by the time y'all do get to be having sex, he is turned on, So again, all of this before we even get to the sex. Then she said to arouse him. She talked earlier about kissing and touching parts of the body. In this area, she also talked about massaging him. So rubbing him, touching him, massaging him. Again, all before we get to the deed. Now, we're going to get to the deed now. So once you finally seduced him into the bed and everything is all hot and crazy, she said beforehand, you should have studied a little bit about sex. She recommends studying tantric sex and practicing some of that. A lot of people I know like that. It's very erotic and very sensual, something that a lot of Aquarius people, men too, would like. So studying tantric sex and that kind of thing could be good. Some of us, it'd be just simply, watching movies. Maybe you're going to watch some XXX movies and get some ideas about fun things to do. But you should have a little bit of just knowledge of things like that. And you've already had these dirty conversations with him. So you're already going to know what he likes to do or wants to try. So that's what you go to first. Learn more about those things if you're not familiar. And if you are familiar, learn about some things that he's not familiar with that he may actually enjoy, like she said with the tantric sex. And the last one says spice it up. Don't be afraid to bring an erotic toy to bed, for example. Don't be afraid to wear a kinky costume. Schoolgirl, French maid. Don't be afraid to wear some lingerie, some cute little underwear, I always tell you guys about the little bow tie that I got for the Scorpio that I was saying. So any kind of little sexy, kinky kind of thing like that, that might be fun too. So these are all the things that you want to try and you want to explore. And there's so many things on the market. I mean, come on. If you go online, if you go on Amazon, you can go anywhere nowadays. When I was younger, we used to have these things called passion parties. And it was basically a party and somebody would come with all kinds of sexy stuff, lingerie, toys, games, all kind of stuff. So I had one of those at my house, and I had a chance to see back then, and that was like 20 years ago. So I know they have cooler stuff now. But I got a chance to see all the stuff that they had. They had, and I even had a pair of these. They were dice, and you rolled them, and they tell you which part of the body and what to do to it. You know, all kinds of stuff like that. So don't be afraid to really explore those kinds of things. And I would say explore them before getting to that point with the Aquarius. Like I'll be, you know, if you're single and not seeing anybody, I'll be exploring these things now. Like, okay, all right, learning about little things that I may want to try at some point. So, like I said before, these are some really cool ways to seduce an Aquarius man. And if you are an Aquarius man, do you have any to add to this list? I would like to see if anybody has any more. I think we have here about 7. So let's see if anybody has any more we can add to this ever-growing list. So thank you for listening. And if you would like to get a reading done, please email me. If you would like to sign up to be one of my patrons on Patreon, please check out the link right there. Also, if you would like to send me a gift for my birthday, my Amazon wish list is underneath this video. My PayPal is underneath this video in case you would like to donate to the channel. And let's see, all of my social media information is under there as well. So if you would like to hit me up and, you know, ask me a question for the show, a general question, I would be so happy to do it. I'm always looking for new, fresh content. All right, guys, see you later.